Happy Mother's Day, I'm Chef Michelle Bernstein. It's the one day a year that moms shouldn't have to go into the kitchen for anything. Stay with me today as I give you recipes to celebrate mom on her day. So dads and kids, including mine, don't move. SoFlo Taste is next with recipes that you can make for dear sweet me. I mean, mom. How fun is that? Hello Taste Buds and welcome to SoFlo Taste here in the Goya Kitchen at JA World in Coconut Creek. And happy Mother's Day! Today I thought it would be fun to give you some recipes for the mothers in your life. Recipes that can be made by the ones who owe mom a day off from the kitchen. So let's get cooking. So I love ricotta pancakes, and a lot of times people cook brunch for moms. So I thought ricotta pancakes would be the perfect way to start these recipes off today. So for all the dry ingredients, I've got all-purpose flour, some sugar, some kosher salt, baking powder, and baking salt. Go ahead and mix all the dry ingredients together first, and then let's go ahead and work on the wet ingredients. So here I have ricotta, some fresh squeezed lemon juice, some lemon zest, a little melted butter, and a couple of egg yolks, and finally a little bit of milk. And let's mix that together. And then the next part you can either do with a stand mixer or a handheld mixer or by hand. All right, here I've got egg whites. I already started a little bit. You're going to go ahead and whip this until they become nice and stiff. And what you want them to do is hold their shape, which as you can see, it's pretty much holding its shape. The next thing I wanted to do was to make kind of a fun flavored topping rather than just simple maple syrup or berries like everybody does. I thought it would be kind of cool to go tropical this year, and I love passion fruit and mango and all the wonderful tropical flavors. So you can take a little bit of either some passion fruit puree like I have here, or here I have that puree with a little bit of fresh seeds of a fresh passion fruit. And I'm actually going to add a little bit of maple syrup to it, and then we're going to have a passion fruit maple syrup. So you don't have to add any sugar to it. This is all the sugar it needs. And then you basically taste it to see where it is and see that it's just right for your palate. And then we're ready with a nice warm tropical maple syrup for mom. All right, so let's go ahead and combine everything together and make these pancakes. So the first thing I do is combine the wet into the dry. And let's mix this up. It's going to be nice and thick so that it adheres to the egg whites. Make sure you work all the flour off of the bowl. Now I have a pan already over here getting hot. I sprayed a little bit of cooking oil in there. All right, once this is combined, and like I told you, it's really nice and thick, we're going to go ahead and fold in the egg whites. And these are thicker pancakes, and they fluff quite a bit. Not only do they have the leavening agents in it with the baking soda and baking powder, but then the egg white. So let's do a nice fold. Make sure it's really well combined. You don't want to have any streaks of egg white in there. Now we did do lemon, obviously, for the flavor of these pancakes, but because we went tropical, you can also do lime if you prefer lime. Lime zest and lime juice in your pancake. It would also be delicious. All right, so the egg white is nicely combined. Let's go ahead and make some pancakes together. I personally don't love very big pancakes like most people do. I don't know. I like a short stack of smaller, fluffy pancakes. All right, so we're going to let these cook. They should only take about a minute per side. Once they're ready, we will, of course, put that syrup on together. More recipes to honor the moms in your life ahead, so come right back.
There's still more from the Goya Kitchen at J.A. World and Michelle.
After the food, it's SoFlo Home Project, next on Local 10.
Welcome back to SoFlo Taste, where I'm celebrating Mother's Day with some great recipes. This day was first celebrated in this country in the early 1900s. By 1911, all U.S. states were observing the second Sunday in May as Mother's Day. So let me give you another recipe just for her. Now let's top off these gorgeous and fluffy ricotta pancakes with passion fruit maple sauce. Isn't this lovely? It's just a little different topping that makes everything so special. I think that's kind of beautiful. All right, I'm gonna set this all the way aside because we are jumping into lamb and we don't want to cross our pancakes with our lamb. All right, lamb chops. Who doesn't love them? They are, to me, one of the most delicious and easy meats to make at home. Beware, it will smell like delicious, sexy lamb for a long time in your home, because when you render the fat from lamb, it does give off, to me, one of the most amazing aromas ever. I got these amazing, I mean, these are just some of the best lamb chops I've seen in a long time. You can buy a whole rack from Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market, or you can ask them to break it up in individual chops for you. Go see them online at delawarechicken.com to whet your appetite a little bit, or go see them at 4191 State Road 7 in Hollywood. I suggest you walk in, see the incredible array of meats and fish and everything they've got, because it's going to make you not only hungry, but you're going to want to cook it all. So just ask their opinions and they will gladly share them. All right, so to take down this lamb chop, it's really easy. I love a fillet knife. This is the easiest way to do it. You just start in between the bones and you follow all the way down and through. I could have probably used a butter knife for that. It's so simple. Now, lamb chops are delicious, but I love a little bit of marinade to kind of help it boost a little bit of flavor. I have a grill pan on with heat, just with a little bit of cooking oil spray to help me out a little bit, but we don't need much else. So for my marinade recipe, I've got some minced garlic, a little bit of dry oregano. We're gonna take some balsamic vinegar. Not too much, just a little bit. We're gonna take a little bit of pomegranate molasses, one of my favorite things. You can find this stuff in a lot of Middle Eastern stores. It's just wonderful. It's not too sweet, even though it looks sticky sweet. Let's add a little bit of salt, some black pepper, and then finally some fresh mint. I'm just gonna go ahead and take some mint off of here, pick some leaves real quickly. We'll use some later because I'm going to make a little dried fig salsa for it. And go ahead and chop this up. Let's add this to our mix. My husband always asks me for mint jelly when I make lamb chops. I don't really know if he's kidding or not, because I've never made mint jelly, nor do I think I've ever tasted it, but I always try to add a little mint into the lamb because it does happen to go beautifully. Still thinking about that mint jelly though. I'm not really sure. All right, so make that mix. It's beautiful. More than anything, it smells incredible. And marinate your lamb in there. Now, what I would do, honestly, put these in a bag with a closure, a plastic bag with a closure, throw that marinade in there, mix it up real good, put it in your fridge, turn it over one time, and in 24 to 48 hours, you've got flavor like crazy. So here I have my bag. These have been marinating at least overnight. I think maybe even a couple hours more than that. We're gonna go right from here into the pan. I'm gonna set that to medium high and take the chops out and place them right on the grill pan. Now you don't want to overcrowd the pan. I think maybe one more should do it. Okay, while those sear, and depending on how much you like them cooked, You can either cook them all the way in this grill pan by flipping over and over and over a few times if you want a nice red or medium rare, or you can always, after they're good and seared, put them in the oven. So real quickly, we're gonna make a salsa. So I have here some shallots and garlic, just kind of getting nice and soft. I'm gonna add a little bit more olive oil to it. Let's add a little bit of dried figs. Now these have just been julienne dried figs. They're local. Well, they've been dried locally. And so let's go ahead and put these in here. If you can find fresh pomegranates, that would also be absolutely delicious in this recipe. I've got some sumac, nice and tart sumac, as well as za'atar, dried thyme, a little bit of dried mint sometimes, and sesame. Move that around a little bit. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put this in this bowl. I'm going to add a little bit of the pomegranate molasses and the balsamic that we used in the marinade just to bring back that flavor, as well as a little bit of fresh mint. Let's flip over our chops. Look at the gorgeous color and caramelization they get because of that marinade. But wait till you try it. Insane. All right, I'm gonna keep grilling and flipping, and you come right back so I can give you more recipes for celebrating mom. But before y'all go, scan this QR code here on the ingredient list throughout the show. It takes you straight to the SoFlo Shows page. There you'll find all my recipes and previous shows. And if you print today's recipes and just leave them laying around, maybe someone will take the hint and make them for you. Just saying. Now come right back. SoFlo Taste will return right after this. Welcome back to SoFlo Taste as I give you recipes for the mothers in your family circle. As I always am, I'm here at the wonderful world of JA here in Coconut Creek, a great place dedicated to our children. For more information, go to jasouthflorida.org or call 954-979-7100. Now back to the food. Okay, everyone, check out our lamb chops. I put it over a little bit of rice pilaf. I have my salsa here, which has the mint, the dried figs, the pomegranate molasses, a little bit of balsamic, and you can always do fresh pomegranates if you want, but I think this is just delicious. It has a little tartness and a little bit of sweetness. Finish it off with some crunchy salt. Yum. I'd be very happy to receive this on Mother's Day. All right, let's set this aside and jump into my last recipe, shrimp scampi. I just think it's one of the best things on earth. What a great recipe. So I wanted to teach you a couple things. We're gonna make garlic bread real quick so that we can pour a juicy shrimp scampi right over it. So I have some room temperature butter right here. We're just gonna basically make a little garlic butter first to get onto the bread, to make garlic bread, and then we can jump into the shrimp. So in this bowl, I have a little bit of garlic and onion powder, a little red crushed chili flake, some salt, and some finely chopped parsley. So then go ahead and mix that up. And you want this to really obviously come together well so that when you put it onto your baguette, you can have a little taste of all of it. So once that's all really well mixed, go ahead and put as much or as little on the bread as you wish. I like to start out with a lot and then take off a little, like so, and like so. All right, let's make some yummy garlic bread. Going in right into the oven. Now, I didn't even think about it, but we could actually use that in our scampi. Let's do it. All right, I also have a little bit of white wine, a little chicken stock, some fresh garlic, and more parsley. I was gonna use butter, but I don't need it anymore because we just got a little smarter. So let's go ahead and heat the pan. Here I've got some beautiful shrimp. Again, thank you to Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market. These are, let's see, this is about a 12 to 15 size shrimp. It might be a U10, which basically means 10 per pound. All right, so I'm gonna heat up a little bit of olive oil. Season the shrimp up now. A little bit of salt and pepper. Let's go ahead and mix the garlic right into the shrimp so that when we cook it, it all cooks together. And let's add some crushed chili flake in there too. Yeah. So we don't really have to add much more to this pan. So that combines really well. And let's go ahead and sear this off first. We don't want to overcook the shrimp. To me, that's everything. If you overcook the shrimp, you can't go anywhere from there. You can't really make a sauce. So what we're going to do, we're going to sear the shrimp and then we'll pull it out of the pan. I have a clean bowl here to put the shrimp into. Now I'm not going to cook it all the way because what I'm going to do is sear it. This pan is going to taste like that shrimp, and we're going to make a sauce in that pan and put the shrimp back in it. Okay, so these are seared but not cooked through, okay? Add them into this bowl. It's a clean bowl. Let's deglaze this pan with some white wine. Once that wine reduces almost all the way down, see, it's almost gone. Add chicken stock, not too much, about a quarter cup, half a cup at the most. Let it come to a boil. I know it doesn't look like it, but there's actually a lot of flavor in this pan from searing this shrimp. And all that is called fond, F-O-N-D. And we use that, whether it's meat or fish or shrimp or whatever it is, there's always a fond. And so that fond creates so much great flavor. And so you would never want to throw that away. We also wouldn't want to add our liquids while the shrimp is still there because they will overcook. So we want this to be a perfect sauce. And then the shrimp will finish cooking, heating up in that sauce. And just think of how perfect that is. This is almost completely reduced. I would say that this is reduced about 2/3 of the way. So this is now what we're going to do. We've got this gorgeous butter we made. We might as well use it. I'm going to add that to the pan and swirl with a spoon. And this is making a sauce. You notice that there's a little touch of an orange color. Do you see that? That is from cooking our shrimp. And that is a beautiful thing. I'm going to go ahead and add the shrimp back in here. Remember, it has some residual juices in here, which is great because that's all flavor. Don't get rid of any of those juices. And we're going to finish cooking the shrimp, which would only take a few seconds. Let's grab that bread. It should be ready. Not bad, right? Don't move a muscle. We have to take a quick break, but you don't have to. See you in a second. Back to SoFlo Taste right after this. Welcome back to SoFlo Taste, and our last dish for Mother's Day. We have shrimp scampi on garlic bread. Our shrimp are cooked. This dish to me shows off the beauty and the freshness of these shrimp. You know what? I'm just gonna pour it on with a sauce and all, because why not? It's my day after all. It's Mama's Day. So Get all those shrimp on there. See all the goodness at the bottom? That is the best part of all this. And think about all that bread that's soaking it all up. Sorry guys, I made this for me. Delicious. Well, these recipes are perfect for celebrating any mom in your life, pretty much anyone. Thanks, Taste Buds, for watching today. Mother's Day is only one day a year for you to show your appreciation for what your moms do for you the other 364 days a year. Next week, I'm going Japanese. I'll be giving you a menu of recipes from the cuisine of the rising sun. So join me on the next SoFlo Taste. Now let's say good morning to design expert Elena Capra, host of SoFlo Home Project. Good morning, Elena. What's up next?
Hi, Michelle. Good morning. So today we take a look at ways to create a coastal retreat. Coming up on SoFlo Home Project, we tour a beautiful beachfront condo designed with natural finishes to create a beachy look with a touch of glam.
Thanks, Elena, and wish your mom a happy Mother's Day from all of us, please. So my Taste Buds, thanks for watching. Stay where you are for SoFlo Home Project and Elena, and I'll see y'all next week. Goodbye, good taste, and happy Mama's Day. Mwah. Happy Mother's Day.